What's going on, guys? Xbox Cut. Welcome back to another video. But yeah, if you guys can't tell, I did rearrange my manga collection. A little bit of inspiration from Omnibus Collector because he has the shelf set up to where he has manga on both sides. Definitely be looking out for my reorganization video. I didn't film me doing it or anything, but I'm just going to be going through kind of an update on my manga collection too as well. So with this video, if you guys couldn't tell by the title, this is going to be my 5 favorite manga of all time. I've been collecting for over a year and a half now, and I've read a decent amount of series. I wouldn't say I've read a lot or anything like that, but I definitely have read a good amount to make a top 5 list, and I thought I'd do it for you guys today. So let's get right into it. With the series that I've picked, I've kind of tried to pick it based on if I finished it or not. Some of these aren't finished. So in terms of finished manga, I'm not even close to finishing One Piece. I'm only up to Water 7, but if I did finish, you know, if I had to put this on my number 5 spot, this is definitely an honorable mention, is One Piece for sure. Taking the number 5 spot for my top 5 list, number 5 is going to be Claymore. With Claymore, I loved this entire story. I loved it from the very beginning to the very end. You know, some people say that the second half is definitely not as good as the first half. I agree, but the second half is definitely more like conspiracy based. It's definitely in the first half, but the second half just gets more and more deep into it. I love the first half though. It's just absolute non-stop action. So was the second half, but God, I loved Claymore. I literally read the last 7 volumes in one sitting, you know, until, you know, I mentioned another series. It was my most volumes read in one sitting, but it kind of got dethroned by another series. I'm sure you guys know what it is. But that is number 5, guys, Claymore. And taking the number 4 spot for my 4th favorite manga of all time, it's gotta be Akira. I know my Akira review, I was absolutely bashing on this manga, but it was just an April Fool's video. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I love this series so much. I always said if I was younger and this was out and I was reading it whenever I was younger, it would have changed my life, because the way these delinquent kids act and how they go upon their lives is just so cool, and it's just something that I really wanted to read whenever I was younger, just games that I was looking for whenever I was younger. This is such a good manga. Not to mention that the movie is not even close to as good as this. The movie's still good, Prodigy really hates on it, but this manga is so much fun, so much good comedy, so much good action, and it's just a great Neo Tokyo story. If you guys want to know what futuristic Tokyo looks like in this manga, it's such a beautiful scene. I'll show up a panel right now. But yeah, guys, Akira is just such a fun ride, like I've said before. I definitely need to do a real review on this manga because it definitely deserves it. It deserves an analysis because it's just so in-depth with the themes that it touches on. Very theme-heavy, very adult, I would say, because the movie came out before the manga was finished, so it didn't really flesh out the actual true ending. The true ending is insane, I love it. But, you know, there are some definitely heavy themes in this one. So my 4th spot is Akira, guys. Alright, guys, for my 3rd favorite manga of all time, this one is such a good read. I've only read up to volume 7. Like I said, I wanted to put series up here that I've read complete, but this one just blew me away whenever I read it. It absolutely made me fall in love with the shonen manga immediately after I read the first season of this. I went and read Dragon Ball immediately. Dragon Ball is another one of my honorable mentions because it's such a good manga. But my number 3 spot is going to be One Punch Man. With One Punch Man, it is definitely like the title says, the guy beats people in one punch. It's just such a comedic, badass, action-packed story where it's just like, you know, Saitama, which is One Punch Man, he keeps on getting like, you know, screwed over, and it's just very, very funny. And the art, not to mention, is godlike. It's top 3 art, definitely maybe top 2. I love the art in this. Not to mention the first season, the first 7 volumes is absolute god tier manga in my opinion. I know people that have already read all of One Punch Man currently are just raving about the new chapters, but I'm not there yet, but I still think this is such a hype series and I love it. I have all 23 and I can't wait to continue this soon. My 3rd spot is One Punch Man. And alright guys, so what are my top 2 favorite manga of all time? Everyone, if you guys know, you guys are from my channel, if you guys are from my Discord, my top 2 favorite manga are Berserk and Gantz. You guys knew they would be up here. And honestly, what is 2 and what is 1? We'll talk about it right now, because whenever I first got into the hobby, Berserk was such a mind-blowing read to me. The Black Swordsman arc was so good, and it just was off the chain. Like, it was so... Kentaro Miura did stuff that I never read before. That dude was nuts, and I loved it. I was in for the ride immediately. Granted, I've only finished the first 22 volumes, and I haven't read the best arc in Berserk yet, but I loved all 22 volumes of it. But I would definitely put this manga as my second favorite manga of all time. I know you guys know what my number 1 is, and I'll talk about it here pretty soon, but Berserk definitely deserves, if all the praise in the world. It's Kentaro Miura, rest in peace. You are a legend for making this a masterful manga, and I'm like mind blown that it's continuing. Thank you guys so much for making this continue, and I cannot wait to finish this up. So my second spot is Berserk. All right, guys, for my favorite manga of all time is gonna be Gantz. I said previously in this video that my record of reading volumes in one sitting was 7. Well, I read 10 volumes in one sitting. Granted that, you know, Gantz is way more of a fast-paced read than anything I've ever read before. But this series, I remember, like I said with Berserk, I didn't read anything like this. Like, nothing, no mangaka did anything that Hiroya Oku or Kentaro Miura has done that I've read so far. Like, these guys are off the chain with what they pull, what they show. Like, it's ridiculously awesome for me. This manga in particular, whenever I finished the last volume, it became my favorite manga. Berserk, whenever I read it for the first time, it was my favorite manga immediately. But this, it took me to finish the entirety of the manga for it to be my favorite. But this, you know, was kind of talked down by some people. You know, not everyone, you know, hates on Gantz, but, you know, some people say that it's, you know, just bullshit, that it's like, you know, just sex and aliens and all that. Yeah, it is all that, but it's like, it's so much more. You know, whenever you get to the later parts, the later volumes, it's just so much more than just that. The main character, K, is just so much more than what he starts off at the beginning. He's such a great character. Kato as well starts off very simple and then just grows into one of the best characters in the manga. You know, he gets his time to shine in the Osaka arc. Such a good arc. You know, guys, I love this manga to death. Like I said, it's not an easy recommendation or anything like that, but it is such a banger manga, and I implore everyone to read it. And thank you, Prom G. If, I don't know, if somehow you're watching this, you are the one that got me to read this series. Thank you, because this shit changed my life. And alright guys, that has been my top 5 manga of all time. Let me know down in the comments what your top 5 manga are. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, my top 5 list isn't going to be your top 5 list, so if you guys disagree, you know, let me know why you guys disagree in the comments. Yeah, guys, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed. This is such a fun video to make because, you know, talking about your favorite manga is such a fun topic to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Xbox. Discord's going to be down in the comment section. Later, guys.